So this is going to be a two-part episode because we can talk forever about recastings. And yeah, enjoy.
All right. Hello.
Hey.
And welcome back to the podcast.
We're
We are the Quality Control Chicks.
Can you tell it's been a minute?
It's been a while. When was the last time? I was like trying to think about it earlier.
It was sometime in August because we took a break for the summer.
And your wedding.
Yeah.
Oh. Lisa and Jack got married.
We did.
It was very autumn vibes. It was great.
It was exactly what we wanted.
Yeah. Loved it.
Yeah.
So yes, everyone make sure you congratulate Jack and Lisa in the comments of this video whenever it comes out.
Yeah. We got married mid-September, so it's been a few months now. I can tell you absolutely nothing changes, but you already knew that since you were been wed for a few years now.
Yeah. It's like the married life. When you already live together, it doesn't really change too much.
Yeah, you're not like furnishing a new home or anything because who can afford that? You're just give us money so that we don't feel as bad for how much we spent to throw this whole thing.
Yeah. I feel like that was the one thing. You and I both had kind of relatively bigger weddings, and it's stressful.
Well, no, I don't think 60 people is big. Yours was like triple that.
True. Yeah. Mine was double the amount of people, but you still did like the big wedding with like all the regular accompaniments that come with a bigger wedding.
We sprung for an open bar.
Yeah.
Many people got too wasted, myself included.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
I was in the bathroom for a bit.
Yeah, Jack disappeared for like half an hour and we're like, where is he? And he hauled up in the bathroom just to chill for half an hour without telling anyone. It was a great way to start off the podcast.
Love it. A little bit of this is what people want. They want like the real us.
I think so. If not, why are you listening to this podcast?
Exactly.
We're half of the entertainment at least.
Most of our viewers at this point are people who know us this close anyway.
Yeah, I'd say 99% of people that listen are people we know. So
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll one day.
We'll accept more though.
Yeah.
Please.
We'd like to expand.
Yeah.
I think before we get into it, though, because it's been so long, have you seen anything noteworthy since the last time we podcasted? Any good movies, bad movies, QCs? We've done some QC in the while to tide over.
Yeah, I think notably for me, it was just the Gilmore Girls video that I did were some of the biggest QC mistakes I had seen in the last little while. Obviously, been watching the new Stranger Things.
Yeah, us too. We're caught up now.
I haven't noticed anything in it. Yeah.
No. Oh, no, I did. I noticed an audio thing. Remember I texted you?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You had to tell.
I will. It was jarring, and I'm surprised Jack didn't catch it before I did because it was audio. He's not even listening now, so I can slander him all I want. Yeah, there's a scene in episode 2. This is not spoilers because it's episode 2 and nothing's really happened at that point. Nothing really happens until episode 4, if you consider that a spoiler. Jonathan and Steve are in a van, I think.
Yeah, the news van.
Yeah, and they're talking about Nancy, as they do. And one of Steve's lines sounds like it was recorded in a can. Like, it's very echoey and does not match the recording style at all. And I assume it's because it's ADR. But we rewound it just to play it back again because I was like, the fuck was that? I was like, I'm not listening to what they're saying anymore. We have to go back. I need to see if I did hear that weirdly or if something was with our TV or something.
Find Hopper, find 11, and find Holly.
Right. That seems complicated.
It's kind of perfect that the last episode we did was like an ADR related episode, and that's one that you noticed recently.
Yeah, usually that's goes under the radar. Well, so it's been a few months. I had most of November off of work, and so I did like freelance QC, which I do on the side in general, but I did more of it in the time I was off because I had more time. So my QC brain has been cooking.
Activated.
Yeah, it's been reactivated.
Back in action.
Exactly. And home reno shows are very different to Stranger Things, but
yeah, that's very true.
They don't really do they do VO, but they don't do ADR for those kinds of shows.
Yeah. I feel like I've probably been like the opposite because I was watching Gilmore Girls and I noticed those issues, and then And then after that was kind of like a period of like work started getting really busy for me. And then watching TV was like very like in the background. So I've been kind of bad at like really being on QCing and like watching for stuff. It's kind of like even the end, like I did finish Gilmore Girls.
Oh, wow. Did you watch the year in the life as well?
I did. I'm
so sorry. Yeah. It's not worth it. It's nice nostalgia if you grew up watching the show and then they bring it back and you're like, that was a nice 4 hours of my life. I don't need to watch that again.
Yeah, like I will say I didn't mind the format. I know a lot of people had problems with the format, but I actually didn't hate that part of it. I think what I hated most about it was the filming style. It was so different.
Yeah.
It was to go from like a show that had such a like beautiful kind of grainy old TV look that felt very warm and cozy and comforting, which is what you associate with the show, to go from that to this like harsh, glossy like
Netflix style budget,
high dynamic range shot film. Oh, it was just not the vibe. It didn't have that warmth to it that I really, really love.
No, and like, you know, everyone's older, and so that's already going to be a little bit off and different. And I'm sorry, I think it's the Wookiee.
I thought it could have been, but I'm like, it could just be a red herring that they like had her have her very first one night stand.
Well, that would be
kind of, who could it be?
It's the Wookiee.
I think it could be Logan. I don't know.
I mean, I would hope it's someone more stable like Logan. I mean, we don't know what the Wookiee does. I doubt he's a Wookiee for a living.
Yeah. Well,
maybe he is. Maybe he's a successful Twitch streamer, and he Twitch streams as a Wookiee for his job. We don't know. We probably will never know because I think that's the last they're making of the show.
Yeah, there's going to be a documentary coming out, but
that won't answer anything.
2 lead actresses are not going to be in it, and they're not going to really talk about anything further with the show, just the past and what it was like filming. But it is weird that they're not going to be in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, who are you? Team Logan, Jess, Dean?
Look, Jared Padlock, he was one of my childhood crushes.
I knew you were going to say that.
However, I am not a Dean defender at all.
Okay.
I don't go for the bad boy, but I think I'm Team Jess because of the three of them, he seemed like he cared about her the most. And Logan was just kind of a narcissist.
Fair.
And
also,
Dean was a cheating liar.
Milo in The Year in the Life is very good looking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he grew up well.
We'll give The Year in the Life that.
Yeah,
Milo.
That's the one thing to take away.
Exactly. The one reason to watch it if you're curious. Just for that.
Well, I guess we should probably get into our actual episode.
I guess.
As much as I love chatting and catching up.
True.
But today we are going to be talking about the very fun topic about recasting.
Yeah.
In your favorite movies and series.
Yeah. Mostly, I mean, franchises. All of these are franchises. That's kind of the point. I don't know where I was going with that. You don't really usually have a recasting issue on a one-off.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to Google if there is one afterwards, and we'll bring it up the next time we record.
That'd be a really bad QC mistake if just halfway through the person changes.
Oh my God, that'd be so funny though.
That's something they would do in like one of those like purposeful spoof.
Oh, 30
films.
Rock would definitely do that.
Yeah. Or TV, yeah.
Or like Scary Movie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so I guess we'll start with the one that's on the table here.
Yeah.
Good old Back to the Future.
Part 2.
Yeah. Where the recasting
ran rampant. Actually, there's 2 examples of recasting in this movie, technically. But one of them is not as egregious and had far less legal ramifications, I guess.
Yes. So the very first one that we are going to talk about is the obvious recasting of Crispin Glover.
Yes.
And I would also like to just say that the name Crispin.
No, I knew this was going to come up.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. I used to always make this joke. That's not really a joke because it's actually like
it's serious, but we made it into a joke.
That my firstborn son's name will be Crispin. It's a name I've always loved because it's super unique. Other than Crispin Glover, like you don't really know a lot of Crispins. I think it's a cool name. I want my son to be named Crispin. I can see my husband shaking his head right now.
I don't want that for your future son.
He's very not happy.
He's considering
about this.
I don't think that's what that face means.
That was not the face he was making.
It is a unique name.
Yes. And if he so chooses, he can go by Chris.
If he really doesn't want a son named Crispin, then he just has to make sure we have a girl. And then he won't have a son named Crispin.
Well, you can. But there's a few things you can try to have a girl, but Crispina.
All I'm gonna say is if we have a boy, his name will be Crispin, and this is now gonna be online.
His twin sister Thurston.
Yes, Thurston and Crispin. Yes. I just have to get that on, in actual media online because I've been saying this forever and I tell everybody who's close to me and now it's out there.
Mm-hmm. You're all in the inner circles now.
I love the name Crispin, but I'm not like the biggest fan of Crispin Glover myself.
Look, I hate the name. No offense, a little bit, I guess. But Crispin Glover doesn't help that argument. He definitely reinforces.
That's why I want to have a kid named Crispin to eliminate that. I want people to be like, okay, Crispin's cool now because Janae's kid is named Crispin and he's cool. So that's why it'll be,
Sure. It'll be a thought experiment. We'll see how it goes.
I swear it's gonna work. It'll work.
Jack is nodding.
Anyway, we'll get right to it.
Yeah.
So in this movie, obviously Crispin Glover played the father. They had to take some liberties
with the sequel. I'm sure they'd already planned the sequel, but when they approached Crispin Glover about the sequel, he pretty much, and I'm going to read this from my notes so I get it right.
Yeah.
He said that he thought it was a materialistic choice for the McFly family to end up wealthy once Marty returns because of how going in the past in the first movie. I'm sure you've seen it by now. He said, I still would argue that all things that people love about the film would still be there, and I think there would be a better message if instead of the son character pumping his fists in the air or whatever, jumping up in the air because he has a new truck, if instead the reward was the mother and father characters are in love with each other. And so he turned down appearing in the sequel. And they were like, cool, that's fine. We'll find a guy who kind of looks like you and make his face your face.
Yeah.
And hope people don't notice.
Yeah. Because it's, the thing is having his character kind of appear a lot. When we talked about reshooting or rewriting a story, that was not going to happen for this. They needed to be able to recast and still continue with their story that was intended.
Because sometimes, I'll use Gen V as an example. Sometimes shit happens and it derails a show and you have to go back to the drawing board. The newest season, I'll talk broadly to not spoil anything for people who haven't seen it. Chance Perdomo's character was supposed to be a very central part of season 2. He died in a motorcycle accident on his way to film the second season. So the writers had to go back and basically rewrite the entire season so that he was still interwoven into the oh my God, I can't think of words today. Motivation behind the character's actions and driving the story forward. He was still a major part of it in that way. But they had to rewrite the whole season because he wasn't around anymore and they refused to recast him. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do that with this, though.
Yeah, and I think respectfully, that was definitely the way to do it.
Yes.
And yeah, this situation, what was so kind of unfortunate about this one is that Crispin Glover was very not happy about the recasting.
Yeah.
And he went ahead and ended up suing them for his likeness, which is it's so interesting because in the world we live in today with movies and TV and AI and the way they're doing you can just CGI someone who's not hear anymore into a movie, or you can do crazy de-aging or this and that with someone new. You know, you kind of wonder like the liberties in terms of, or not liberties, you kind of wonder like the abilities that people have to like to do the recasting now, but in this time, like it was not.
That was not a thing in actors' contracts before. Yeah. When was this? Mid 80s, late 80s?
Yeah, actually.
Was the first one 83 or 85? This one's 89. So
okay,
I think the first one was maybe 85. Yeah. So did not exist before that, and I don't think there were any kind of egregious examples that I know of that kind of thing before this either. So it was a big deal for the film industry and for the franchise too, obviously.
Yeah, it was a very big deal. And I mean, the funny thing is it wasn't even done super well.
Well, that's why he's upside down for half the movie.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't really think this looks like Crispin Glover, but if we turn him upside down, people might not look too close.
It was even not a very good example of using someone's likeness, but
yeah,
all good, and power to him for like, you know, fighting against that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with his fight for that. Apparently the actor Jeffrey Weissman, who was cast to sort of replace, and they don't really even look that much alike, maybe in the general head shape, I guess.
Yeah, just head shape and maybe like eyebrow.
Yeah, there's light similarities, I would say. He thought he was being hired to be a photo double, but I don't know how true that is. You know what you're getting into. You're going into full prosthetic and you think you're just a photo double? Come on.
Yeah.
You practically handed Crispin Glover that $760,000 that he won in the lawsuit. So
yeah. It's funny because when when we were talking about this topic for the podcast way back when, I had actually like not seen this movie in a really long time.
I was really happy you added the in the really long time part after that. I was like, there's no way you've never seen Back to the Future Part 2.
When I was young, I saw it, but it was like in like a, you know, just on TV or something or whatever. Yeah. So like I didn't really like notice
that's what they wanted.
But, you know, on the rewatch and like really seeing for that, and then we were going to talk about it, I was like, wow, like I couldn't believe like they were just like, yeah, it's totally the same person.
Squint. Just squint. And then it kind of looks like him, right?
Just don't really pay too much attention.
Squint and flip him upside down, and who's going to know?
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the fact that I don't think Crispin Glover's name is... Because they tried to pass him off as him physically, but it's not like they tried to still like say this is Crispin Glover. They were just sort of like putting makeup on a pig, you know? It's still a pig.
Hope there's a direct relation to the actor or direct comment on the actor.
No, I don't think Crispin Glover looks like a pig. That's just a saying. Like you can put makeup on a pig, but it's still a pig.
You have very weird sayings. I don't think I've ever heard that saying.
I didn't originate that. That's not from my own brain. Other people have said that.
Okay.
Comment below on whatever platform if you've heard that saying before. It can't just be me.
Here I am. I'm the actual country girl, and you're the one who's talking about pigs.
Literally. Wait, let's pull Jack and Harrison. Hey, Jack and Harrison.
Oh,
yes.
Leaning in.
Makeup on a pig. Have you heard that saying before?
I've never heard that.
Putting makeup on a pig?
Like an ugly person?
Yeah. But yeah, no matter how much makeup you put on, it's still a pig?
Yeah, I think so.
Polishing a turd.
Polishing a turd, putting makeup on a pig.
Okay, I've heard that one.
Putting
I've
makeup
never
on a
heard
turd.
the pig one, though.
Putting makeup on a turd. Yeah. Him personally aside, I'm glad he won his lawsuit. It changed the industry for good, which is not something that we usually say about the industry.
The prosthetic applications were not very great.
No, and I think they knew that, and I am pretty sure that's why he's upside down for most of the movie. Like, I'm not joking about that. They do have him like upside down in some kind of like he's got like a back issue or something. And it's supposed to be like future technology. He's like upside down. It's supposed to be good for his joints. I don't know. It's not a real thing, so I don't know, you know, what the 80s thought the future was going to be like. We have a couple other smaller examples of recasting that didn't rewrite Hollywood contracts, but are still worth noting. Claudia Wells played Jennifer Parker in the original film, and she was recast with Elizabeth Shue in the sequel because, from my brief research, her mom got sick, I think, so she decided to like take a break from acting and take care of her mom, and then obviously they had to recast her. It's kind of jarring though, because Back to the Future Part 2 picks up exactly where this movie ends. So suddenly they're in the same setting, but it's not her anymore. It's somebody else.
Yeah.
But they didn't try and make her look like Claudia Wells. She just is a different person.
Yeah.
And the biggest recast though, other than Crispin Glover in this one, is actually from the first movie, which I'll just talk about briefly. They had originally cast Eric Stoltz to play Marty McFly, and they shot most of the movie with him.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I forgot about that until just now. I didn't
know that one.
So I figured we'll touch on it quickly before moving on. But yeah, so he was the original Marty McFly. There's some footage that if I can find, I'll cut it in, of him playing Marty.
Oh, wow. That would have been interesting.
Well, especially because, so what happened was he was playing the role as more of like a PTSD trauma response, like how traumatic that would be to go back in time and see your parents younger, and less of a comedic take. And I guess that wasn't the vibe they wanted.
That makes a lot of sense.
They went back and reshot like pretty much all the scenes. That's not really a case of exactly what we're talking about with most of these examples, where there's a whole movie that happened and then that was released and then recast. This whole movie was just technically shot and then refilmed, and then it came out with a different actor.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine it without Michael J. Fox. Like,
no.
It's so surreal.
It's a very different take on Marty. It's interesting. The few clips that are floating around out there, I recommend you look for them. They're very...
It's almost like Mandela effect.
Kinda, yeah.
Don't you know that it's actually not? Like, someone out there is going to be like, I remember it actually the other way.
I remember it was Eric Stoltz. For sure it was him.
Yeah.
They do look a lot alike. The two actors. Like, it's not a stretch.
True. Yeah.
But are you paying attention, or are you one of those people that is the reason why Netflix writes all their shows to accommodate for people being on their phones the whole time? Do you know about that?
Well, that's kind of what I was saying before, was I feel like lately it's like TV can sometimes be in the background, and it's...
And they know that. They write to that.
Yeah.
They write to that now. So it'll like, something will happen and they'll be like, Dad, I can't believe that you were late to work this morning because Mom was in an accident on the highway. It's like, yeah, we just saw this 2 seconds ago. Why are you exposition dumping again? It's because they know people are on their phones. Also, that's not an example from anything specific. I made that up. But you know what I mean? They commentate stuff that's just happened so that you can still follow the film if you're doom scrolling.
There was quite a bit of that in the new Stranger Things.
There was.
I was like, wow, there's a lot of info dump in these first couple episodes.
Well, I think also they're not banking on everyone rewatching the whole franchise before.
Exactly. They took forever to get this new season out.
We watched the recap. There's still a couple things where we're like, what happened with this before? And I know there's a lot of Easter eggs we're probably not picking up on, but that's what the internet's for. We're still following the story. We still remember who all the characters are. We're not, it doesn't feel like any lesser of an experience to us. It just isn't our favorite season.
Yeah.
Which has nothing to do with us not rewatching the other 4 beforehand.
I did.
It's just...
Well, I didn't rewatch all of them. I rewatched the first 2. That's why I was able to...
And the 4th one, because that's where that mistake is. That's the finale of the 4th season.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't rewatch all of them.
No, there's too
much. Because there are certain parts in the series that I don't really like.
Yeah, no one likes the backdoor pilot.
Yeah, I skipped over some stuff. But yeah, so I did like a rewatch of kind of like the main ones that I thought would be conducive to watching the new season.
Yeah, that makes sense. We didn't bother. We just jumped into season 5. I will let you take the reins on this next example because I am less familiar with this franchise. I know, boo.
That's okay. That's okay.
I've only sort of seen the Christmas movie from... It just was never a franchise that my family watched. And it just isn't something you come to if you don't have the nostalgia behind it.
It's one that my family always watched at Christmas. And then also the other films my dad just loved too. So like we just always, I know this like the back of my hand. So I'm going to talk about National Lampoons and the recasting of the Griswold children. It's kind of like a funny thing. I wanted to also talk about this because we're coming up on Christmas.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going to be rewatching this at Christmas. I'm sure a lot of other people will be as well. And if you've seen any of the other National Lampoon's films, you would know that in every single movie, the children change completely. They don't even try at all to make them look like the previous actors or continuing it in any way. Kind of like, well, they tried with this. Like, okay, let's
they
try
tried
and
a
make
little too
him
hard with that.
For National Lampoons, so there's actually, I'll tell you how many there are. So there's the 4 films with the family and the children. So there's National Lampoon's Vacation, European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, and the Vegas Vacation. The Vegas Vacation I don't think I've actually seen in like a really long time.
Yeah,
but
I've only seen the Christmas one, and I only knew about Johnny Galecki and Juliette Lewis playing the kids. So.
Yeah, and they're like, when you think of National Lampoons, they're kind of the main kids.
Yeah, because I think people are probably rewatching the Christmas one more than the other ones. So that's not because it's better. And again, I can't say whether it is or not. I haven't seen the other ones, but it's a Christmas movie. People are going to rewatch it when it's Christmas time. Yeah. It just naturally is going to get watched more.
It's a very iconic Christmas movie that, as I said, I rewatch every year. And then every once in a while I'll watch the main one, the National Lampoon's Vacation, which is, it's like the summer vacation and they go to the amusement park.
Right.
Like their whole thing is they're trying to go to the amusement park. And it's funny because the kids are like so different. So like, I guess, the first film, that was the first one. Yeah. It was 1983. So it had Anthony Michael Hall and Dana Barron.
I do not know who Dana Barron is, but I do know Anthony Michael Hall. You said from Weird Science. I also know him from The Breakfast Club.
Yes, of course. But so specifically with Weird Science, it's because he decided after the filming of the first movie, he decided to go do that. He went and filmed Weird Science. So he couldn't go on to the next National Lampoons. So they were like, okay, so... well, you just got to recast the kids. Like, let's just recast them.
Yeah, both. We'll just fire the other girl. Yeah. She has no say. We'll replace it with another Dana and hope no one notices.
Yeah, exactly. So it's funny because they the first reason of the recast was just, it came down to just not being able to get the actor again. Yeah. And then also they were aging. So I think in the case of Dana, she is looking a lot older, so they were like, okay, let's just recast the kids. And then it'll seem like, they're still young, it's fine.
No one will notice. They're completely different people.
Completely different actors. They look so different. So in European Vacation, they cast with Jason Lively as Rusty and Dana Hill, other Dana, as Audrey. And it just ended up becoming, after that, like a joke. Yeah. They thought, okay, well, why... as long as we have our 2 main characters,
no one's gonna pay attention to the kids.
Yeah, like Chevy Chase is the main guy that you associate with the National Lampoon's Vacation franchise, and so they're like, oh, who cares about the kids? Let's just recast them every single time. And they took literally Anthony Michael Hall, like he's got bright blonde hair. And then you jump 2 movies later and you got Johnny Galecki, who has very dark brown hair and also looks significantly younger.
Yeah, pre Big Bang Theory, Johnny Galecki.
He's such a baby in the film. It's so good. And then obviously like Juliette Lewis is so iconic in Christmas Vacation. Like she perfectly plays the like just I don't care at all teenage girl. Like it's so good. And yeah, it just ended up becoming a running gag that's just so funny and is part of that film. And I just love it. I love the Lampoons films are so funny.
Yeah.
You have to rewatch Christmas Vacation this year.
If we have time
you
for
should.
it.
I think it's on Crave. I think I was browsing. I think I saw it on Crave.
Probably, yeah. I could see it being on Crave. Yeah, I mean, we gotta watch our Home Alone. We gotta watch our Gremlins. We gotta watch our Grinch. Actually, a QC thing, a personal QC thing, I guess, because not many people are gonna have had this experience. We went to like a physical media place in Toronto. I was gonna say used, but they have like new Blu-rays and stuff too. It's not all used. But they have a huge VHS collection, and we were browsing the basement, which is where they mostly are. And I found a copy of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, like the cartoon. And I was like, oh, I need this. That's great. Because I never really rewatched the cartoon because I feel like it's hard to find. Maybe it's not, and I just haven't looked. I gave up looking or something. But I was like, cool, now I have it. And then I found another copy of it, and I was trying to discern, why they were different prices. Like they were kind of the same. The boxes were in the same condition. So I was like, maybe there's something weird about the tapes. And I pulled out one of the tapes, and it was the Jim Carrey Grinch in the box for the cartoon.
Oh my God.
So we brought them both up to the cash, and I told the guy, he's like, oh, you're buying 2 copies of the same movie? I was like, well, actually, I came up here to tell you that this one's actually the Jim Carrey one. He's like, huh, do you want the Jim Carrey one? I was like, sure. He's like, you can just have it then. So he just gave it to us for free.
Nice.
And then he's like, maybe we'll do something to make it clear that this is the box that has the Jim Carrey one in it. So he put an arrow with a Sharpie to the Grinch on the cover of that one and just wrote Jim.
Oh my God. The original Grinch cartoon is my favorite. I watch it every year Christmas Eve.
I have a soft spot for the Jim Carrey one. The only thing I watch religiously around like the actual like Christmas days, like Eve and day, is the Rudolph special, the stop motion. I watch that every year.
It's so good. I love
and
the
Charlie
stop
Brown.
motion. I was gonna say, and Charlie, you're a huge Charlie Brown
I love
fan.
the Peanuts.
Yeah. Speaking of Christmas, we got to talk about Home Alone.
We do.
And that mess of a recast.
Yeah.
It's one of those where it's like I know that talking of an actor aging up and aging out of the role, I mean, I understand that does have to happen. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you can't think of Home Alone without thinking of Macaulay Culkin. He is
the franchise. He is the 2 films that he's in. The ones that people actually rewatch.
And I think here's the thing. If you're going to call your film Home Alone, mm-hmm. you're completely going off the same format and everything. Mm-hmm. To not have it be Kevin, like people don't think that. They're like, no, this is a completely different kid, and they're not happy about it. Yeah. It's like, it's not Home Alone anymore.
No.
Like it would be its own thing.
Alone Home. I couldn't think of something funnier.
Yeah, so it's like he is the kid you associate with Home Alone.
Yeah.
Like he's Kevin. He is Kevin.
He's the heart of those movies. And I feel like there's 2 things that happen with that kind of franchise. I feel like this is when I was a kid and I realized that not all movies are going to be the same quality.
Yeah.
Like, I think this was the franchise where I was like, ooh, Mom, another Home Alone movie. And then I watched it and I was like, even as a kid, I was like, I'll just rewatch the first 2, I think. And I don't think I didn't watch Home Sweet Home Alone. That one came out a couple years ago, too.
I threw that on as like in the background.
Wrapping gifts with a glass of wine, kind of. Yeah. You're not watching
and I'm like,
it.
I feel bad for the kid who was cast in it because I feel like
it's not his fault.
He tried.
Yeah.
And he, I mean, it was probably very exciting for him to be in that, but it's just not the same.
No, it is one of those where it's like, I could see why they tried to franchise it, sort of. Because, is it really a franchise when you're just taking the same idea and making it different stuff? I don't know, because it's not like an anthology like Ryan Murphy stuff where it's just like each season of American Horror Story is its own thing. Yeah. It's like you're literally doing the same story again, but now you're putting different characters in this world, but it doesn't have the budget or the heart or the casting that the original 2 did. So it's like, maybe just don't.
Yeah. And, it makes you wonder too, like the basis behind it as well, because, I know people love reboots of things. Mm-hmm. If it's, it's exciting news to hear, okay, something's coming back or something, a story
whether
that we know and
it's a new
love.
cast or it's a new season of something like the Gilmore Girls, Year to Life, Lemony Snicket, the Netflix version, like all this stuff. Sometimes it depends. Like Lemony Snicket, I love that movie. I love the books. I love all of it. And I watched the Netflix show and it was great. It was good. I miss Jim Carrey. But the good thing about that one is they only made one movie.
Yeah.
So this at least expanded and did something not new.
It could take its own
It took
route.
it further. Yeah, it could do more of its own thing with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like it's hard because I would say when it comes to things like this and choices like this, I get really bitter sometimes because I'm just like, was that needed? I don't know if we needed to go and make other Home Alone movies. I think if you come around to Christmas watching the same ones again, even like, I think of like A Christmas Story and how they didn't redo it, but they were like, oh, we'll reboot this, but it's going to be Ralphie as he's older in the 80s with his kid.
Yeah.
So it's like different time period and the new toy is a different one. And then they have another whole like 8-bit Christmas thing where they've kind of taken that story and then they're like, hey, we're going to do our own thing as well. So there's like people, when they do that kind of stuff, I'm okay with things like that. But taking like the same story and then just being like, okay, we're just going to like take the same story and then just like have a different
It literally
actor.
just seems like they were doing it to maintain the rights so that no one else would make Home Alone movies.
Yeah.
But then they just didn't put any care into it or budget or time or thought or anything. And you just made a movie that people just don't watch.
They don't. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard someone say, oh, yeah, every Christmas I watch.
The third Home Alone movie.
Home
It's
Alone.
my favorite.
Or Home Sweet Home Alone.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Look, people have cell phones now. It's a lot harder to just accidentally leave your kid at home for the holidays or whatever the other ones did that weren't Christmas movies. I know they changed that part a little bit.
Did you see they've got a new one out now? And it's about a mom who gets left home during, it's called Oh, What Fun.
Oh, that's what that's about.
Yeah.
Okay, I did hear about the movie, but absolutely nothing about what the premise was.
It sounds, I mean, I haven't seen it. So, I mean, if someone wants to correct me and maybe it has absolutely nothing
I don't know
to
if
do
it's
with
out
Home
yet.
Alone. I think it is. It's on, it's saying Prime.
Oh,
Can watch it now. 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it doesn't seem very
that's higher than the
promising.
Home Alone sequels, probably.
That's probably true.
Sometimes shit happens.
But yeah, Claire plans a special Christmas. However, she is forgotten by her family when they realize that she's missing their holidays at risk until she returns to give them the celebration they deserve. So it kind of sounds a little like they're like, oh, let's do Home Alone, but it's the mom,
Sure.
I guess. Which, like, okay. I guess if you're taking a new spin on it, that's what could be more fresh.
Yeah,
But just
it
recasting
still
and
feels
doing
like
the
a
same
movie of the
story.
week that is just like, oh, we'll hope people think it's close enough to Home Alone that they'll watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because that's literally when I read the description. I'm like, oh, it's Home Alone.
Yeah.
But with a mom.
I'll just watch the commercials that Macaulay Culkin does that are indicative of Home Alone and pretend those are the sequels.
Before we move on, I just have to ask you really quick. Do you prefer Home Alone 1 or 2?
Ooh, don't do this to me. You know what?
That's okay.
Donald Trump's not in the first one.
So the first one.
I rewatched the first one more, but it is one of those things where like I do try to watch both of them every year.
Okay, yeah,
But sometimes I only get to the first one.
Yeah.
But I still do really like the sequel. Like, yeah, it's the same movie
was
except
a
he's in New
good-
York.
It was a good sequel.
It was.
It held up. It felt different enough, which is the thing. Like, it was like, okay, yeah, he's left home. Like, it's the same story.
It's got a stacked
But,
cast.
yeah.
Fucking Tim Curry's in it.
Oh, Tim Curry.
Rob Schneider.
So good. So good. Love it.
I could think of more people. Donald Trump.
Ew, no. They could have
Down the hall to the left.
I feel like they still have time to cut that part out.
The only reason he's in it is because they were using Trump Tower, and he's like, I want to be in the movie. Put me in the movie.
Yeah.
And then they did.
Yeah. My favorite part about that movie are the pigeons.
Oh, Jack
Pigeon
loves
lady.
the pigeon lady.
The pigeon lady's my favorite, and I love pigeons.
Pierce Morgan, yeah.
The pigeon lady in Home Alone.
People say Pierce Morgan looks like the pigeon lady from Home Alone too.
Do you know who Piers Morgan is? He's like the
Yeah.
British guy.
Yeah, but
The like,
really? They say that?
yeah.
Do you want to see a comparison?
I
because-
will like to see a
I'll
comparison.
cut one in.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can look one up now too if you want.
They look identical.
They do, yeah. Well, because like no one likes Pierce Morgan, so if he doesn't like something, people are going to keep poking the bear and be like, "Yeah, you're the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2."
Yeah, I wouldn't give him a turtle dove.
Pierce Morgan, pigeon lady. Oh.
The recast we didn't know we had.
That's true, yeah.
Was he just in this movie and we didn't know? I don't know.
I think that's the real. I'll have to rewatch it.
Someone did like a morph of both of their faces, and that's even funnier.
So good.
But that actress who's the pigeon lady, she's great, and
she's amazing.
Love her in that film. And all the pigeons, I think that might have been the moment for me when I was like, I love pigeons.
Thought you were going to say that was my sexual awakening.
What the fuck?
Lord.
Why? What?
Lord.
I don't know, because a lot of people, when they say like, and that was the moment I knew.
Yeah, I know. I know where you're going. No. I'm talking about sweet pigeons.
No,
okay.
yeah. I fucking love pigeons. People say they're air rats. I get so excited. We were on TTC the other day, and out of the corner of my eye, something moved, and I jumped a little bit, and I looked. It was just a pigeon. He was just chilling.
Yeah.
He was just riding the subway.
I love pigeons. They're beautiful creatures. Anyway, super off topic, but
we always get off topic. We find our way back.
Yeah, we always do.
That's what the outlines are for.
Did you guys do your Spotify rap thing?
Yeah. Oh, was yours on a Spotify rap?
Yeah.
Mine was on it too, but I don't listen to other podcasts, so.
Yay!
So don't tell me I don't listen to the podcast. I do.
She only listens to our podcast.
I literally only listen to our podcast.
I mean, yeah, same for me. I don't listen to podcasts.
Oh,
So.
I listen to a lot. So my Wrapped was Pod Meets World, Lights Out, Mile Higher, and The Sesh, 3 of which are all the same people talking about different things.
Wow, our podcast that wasn't in your top. I'm like ashamed.
I edit the podcast today. I'm not going to listen to it on Spotify.
That's fair. My first time listening to it is when it hits.
Yes.
That's when I actually get to listen to it because I just trust you. And,
thanks.
And I'm like, well, I'll listen to it now. Hopefully you didn't keep it anything dumb I said.
Hey, when I say I'm cutting something, I cut it, okay? There's been lots of flubs that would make you look bad.
Yeah, it's not like you said anything about like Friday the 13th or
no
anything.
Shut up, Jack. Shut up.
The world will never know what Janae said about Friday the 13th because I will leave this in and I will give no context.
But to the people who do listen, who are the other
17%?
17%.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, let us know if you actually got our podcast on your Wrap.
Yeah, send us screenshots. That would be so cool. Like I said, I listen to so many other podcasts, but also I re-listen a million times while I edit, and just same with Jack while he mixes. So we hear
I still listen to them after.
Oh, see, it's okay. So it's just me. Fine. I have other podcasts.
Okay, I don't
to listen
always,
to.
but sometimes I do.
Yeah. I don't commute to an office, so I don't throw it on. I usually will listen to podcasts at home, but when I'm playing Power Wash Simulator.
Mine's during dog walks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we doing our number system? Back to the Future.
I think it's a 3 because it had legal ramifications and changed a huge part of the film industry and what it means to have your face and likeness used in film.
Yeah. And it also looked like shit.
It also looked like shit. Yes.
So yeah,
and Crispin is a horrible name. So
no, that's not what the QC rating is supposed to be about.
I'm adding it.
No, we are not rating the level of the name Crispin, okay?
I am.
No. If it were doing that, then I'm like,
I'm sorry to all
great.
the Crispins listening. None of you.
My son one day.
Oh, yeah. Show your son this episode specifically and say, see, this is why you don't talk to Auntie Lisa.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. I'll just call you Chris.
Oh, my God. Chris P.
Chris P.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a 3.
Home Alone. I think it's a 3 for me because the movies that directly came out, maybe I'm conflating how many there are, but I think we know when I'm talking about the ones that are not trying to be Kevin McAllister versus when they went back to trying to be Kevin McAllister. When it was doing its own thing, at least it was seemingly trying to like expand on a universe they knew they couldn't recapture. But then you kind of lose me when you try and make it Kevin McAllister again. And I feel like just don't do that.
Yeah, I just don't care for it.
I don't care. You can't recapture the innocence and the time frame of the original one, like I was saying in later examples, in contrasting examples. We have cell phones now. Like the dynamic of, and I know throughout some of the movies, the reason why the kid is left home is different. It's not all him being forgotten on a family vacation, but it's just, we didn't ask for more of these. And after the last one where they did pivot back to Kevin McAllister, they also still then years later made another one. And I think just let it die.
Yeah.
We can just rewatch the first two and people still only rewatch the first two.
Yeah, I could care less.
So it was completely, those movies are a waste of money.
Yeah.
And a waste of an IP.
It's a 3 for me.
It's a 3.
I could care less for it.
Yeah. They don't exist. There's only 2.
Speaking on family vacations.
Yes.
That was the one I forgot, was National Lampoon's.
Yes.
That one for me is a 1 because I think that making it a gag that they're different every single time is what adds to National Lampoon's.
If they're in on the joke and they make it a thing because they're like, I guess we're just going to have to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Or we might as well keep doing this because it's funny. Yeah. You're making it a gag. You're making it part of the reason why people come back to those movies. Yeah. So I think, yeah, for me, it's also a 1, even though I've only seen Christmas, like parts of Christmas Vacation, but I can appreciate the fact that they were just like, fuck it, who cares? Like, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure more people do know Juliette Lewis and Johnny Galecki as the kids because Christmas Vacation is probably the most rewatched one. That's how I know them. Each set of actors is going to bring something new to it, which I think is just going to be funny to see how that plays out in every film. So
it adds to the comedy of an already ridiculous set of films.
It can absolutely get away with it. And I'm going to go on a quick tangent because it's an example I forgot about, but it's similar. And it is sort of on the same level, I think, of QC rating. It's the George of the Jungle movies when they recast Brendan Fraser.
God, how did we forget that?
And then they literally had a moment in the second movie where they had the new actor break the fourth wall.
Wait a minute. Who the heck are you?
Me new George. Studio too cheap to pay Brendan Fraser.
I'm actually really mad that we forgot this in the breakdown.
I know, I just remembered it now.
George of the Jungle is one of my favorite childhood movies.
Yeah, Jack loves it too.
That was when we were talking about sexual awakening. That was actually my sexual awakening.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was the Pigeon Lady from Home Alone 2. Pierce Morgan, Pigeon Lady. I apologize.
No. It was Brendan Fraser in George of the Jungle. Mm-hmm. Him in that scene running around with the horses. I died.
Well, I'm glad you came back.
Yeah. But now I'm like, damn it, how do we forget that one? Because I've never seen the recast
I've never seen the sequel either. I just know it exists.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember that joke at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Even as a kid,
was
it was really
good?
fun.
Yeah.
No, it's not very good.
I know it's about like they have a kid, right?
Yeah.
And that's the whole movie's like them with their kid.
Yeah, but
it's the same kind of like jokes. It's
not the same.
It's a cheap sequel.
Like George of the Jungle, the original movie, is so fucking good.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it.
It's so good.
It's one of my. It was my
a classic.
favorite movies
It
as a
also
kid.
is one of my favorite fucking songs. Dela is so good. It's fucking. I will jam out to that song all the time. I love that song.
I believe that. I found it on VHS somewhere, and I was like, I'm buying this for Jack. I don't care how much it is. It was cheap. It was $2. But
Love that. It's
I had never even seen Tarzan as a kid, but I love George of the Jungle. So
Tarzan is not a movie I rewatch a lot, but I love the soundtrack. We're going so off track right now, but Phil Collins wrote fucking bangers. He did not have to. There are so many memes where it's like someone like playing the piano and it's like on fire, and then the caption is like Phil Collins going way too hard for no reason on the soundtrack of Tarzan.
It's true. Very, very true.
It's like all the Elton John songs in Lion King. They didn't have to be that good, but they are. But anyway, George's Jungle. That's a level 1 because I think it's kind of the same thing, right? They're aware that they did that. Mm-hmm. And even to the point where in the movie, at the beginning, like Jack said, of the movie, they're pointing out that they recast it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thanks for watching, listening, doing whatever you do to enjoy our lovely voices.
Yeah, hopefully they're lovely. I'm sorry if you don't agree, but why do you listen if you don't like the sound? I hate the sound of my own voice. It's kind of torture when I'm editing, but...
You know, I will say, I feel like I'm starting to get used to it. I think the more we do of these and the more I listen, it's getting not.
What was your top on Spotify? So you've listened enough.
Yeah, I've listened. But I enjoy doing it, and we'll keep doing it.
Also, we hope people have come back after our long break. The summer slowdown turned into a 4-month slowdown, and that is purely because life happened and we got busy. So hopefully a lot of you are stuck around or followed our socials. Hopefully you came back. If not, I'm talking to just myself in the future editing this. This is part 1. So if you like this episode and you think it's interesting, there will be a part 2 on the way. So hopefully come back for that.
I'm sold.
Quality Control Chicks podcast is produced and co-hosted by Lisa Cumming
and Janae Perez.
Audio mix and master by Jack Rudy.
You can follow us on Instagram at Quality Control Chicks Pod for BTS, bonus content, and clips.
You can give us a watch or listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere you listen to your favorite shows.